Hey everybody, it is time for one of those videos, one of those end of the year videos where I talk about knives that I've liked and knives that I've hated. I didn't want to do something easy like my 5 favorite knives of 2017. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out a few knives that I've actually bought more than once this year. Whether I've sold them and bought another one because I missed it, or I just wanted to have two or whatever. So I'm going to do it that way instead of trying to figure out what exactly my favorite knife was of 2017. So I have a big pile of them over here to the left area. And what I'll do is bring them out. I don't have a particular order except for the final one. I'm going to make that the final one. Now I bought a bunch of knives like Ganzos and different things for Piff that I bought more than once. And I'm not going to count those knives because I bought a bunch of Ganzos this year. So anything that I bought for Piff, like the Simba, like the Simba and the Chewies and those, although I did buy the Simba more than once, and I have a couple for my own collection, so you can count that sort of. But the other ones, I have given away some of them, but these are ones that I bought and I'm bringing back. And so here we go. I'm going to start. I'm just going to grab one off the top here. This is the Benchmade Mini Grip. Okay, this is the really nice G10 one with the 20 CV. So I bought probably 3 or 4. So here's the purple one, then I bought that blue one. So I think 3 new this year, and I still have 3 in my collection. So this is a great knife. If you guys want something small in your hand, something that's worth carrying, it's hard to beat the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. So that is one of the knives that I bought a number of this year. Let's put that over here somewhere where we can still see it. You can get it out of the way. Alright, I've shown this several times. Now I bought a couple of these this year. This is the Steel Wheel Gecko, and this is one of my favorite, especially with this choil put in here. I had a buddy of mine put that in. One of my favorite knives that I bought this year, and definitely one of my most used. You can tell that my card has got all oiled up and sweat and whatnot in use. Definitely use this thing a lot. One of my favorite knives, just period, overall. And definitely worth a purchase. If you're looking for something that's a little bit hefty, and I will be blasphemous here and sort of Demko-like, and it's the way it feels and just the way it can be used. Alright, so there, and I also did a good hard use video of this one. You can go check that out. That's a good knife. And even though the steel isn't high end, it held up nicely. Alright, here's one. Now, oh yeah, the Cold Steel Colossus. This thing is great. Check that out. If y'all don't have one of these, now it looks kind of weird, you know, the shape, but it is totally useful. Definitely slicey, and I've used it on several brisket tests, and I've given a couple away in giveaways, and then I sold one in a chase, and I saw this bad boy, and this is the one I wanted all along with the DLC on it, and it's just awesome. It's not super light, but it's light for the size. Because it doesn't have liners, if you pick this up, and it's got all these different grips on it, I just think this would hold up nicely in the field. You know, if you didn't have a fixed blade hatchet kind of knife. So this is a great one right here, the Cold Steel Colossus. Definitely worth picking up. All right, let's listen here. Let's see what's in here. Oh yeah, the DPX Heat. I think I've had 3 or 4 of these this year. I've sold a bunch of them. I still have 2, but this one is awesome. You get this almost full-size grip feel back here, and then you got all this leverage on this short blade. It's just good for just getting in there and just doing your thing. Plus it's got this beer opener if you're into that. Definitely not something for anything illegal or whatnot. But this is a great knife. This is the LMAX version. Just got a sweet deal on that one. If you can find one for a good deal, I don't think you're going to be too sad about the DPX Heat. So that's a really awesome knife. Alright, oh, here's one that's unexpected and fairly recent. This is my second PM2 Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and I just am so impressed with this. And I hate to say that. I hate to say Spyderco and impressed in the same sentence, but it's true. This thing's awesome. Now I will say though that the S30V on this, the edge didn't hold up super well as far as keeping a really nice edge, but it was super easy to get back. So I used it over the Pifmas stuff. I was cutting a lot of tape and boxes and stuff with it, and it lost its really fine edge. It didn't lose its working edge, but it lost its fine edge pretty easily. But I got it back really cool on the S30V, and now this thing's nice and shavy, and of course it's pink, which is awesome. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, the Benchmade Loco. I did buy 2 of these, and I actually ended up selling one in a recent chase that I got into, but holy heck, it makes me sad to think that I sold it. This thing is awesome, guys. If you like the Adamas and you want something a little bit different, this thing is great. Now, this is the S30V also. I'm not sure who does it better. Maybe y'all could put it in the comments if Spyderco or Benchmade. But this is definitely a hard use type knife, and all kinds of leverage from this angle. The way the handle is, it just gives you all kinds of good feelings in your hand. So there you go, the Benchmade Loco. This is one of my favorite knives of 2017, just period. Not just, I mean, if you look at some of these knives, this is one of my favorites of 2017. Definitely one of my favorites of 2017 that I've picked up. So if you're into Benchmade and you're into something that's going to be work heavy, that thing's awesome. All right, here's one. This is one of my favorites, Cold Steel Ultimate Hunter. Check that out. This feels very Demko-y, just the way it feels in hand. And if you want a cold steel and you don't want to spend money on the 4MAX, and you want something that kind of feels like a Demko or something like that, this thing is just great. There's a lot of the grip on here is fantastic. And if you look at what my friend, he put this little notch in here for the flipping, the thumb flipper here, yeah, the thumb stud. Well, this thing has that, and it's got a good grip, and it's got everything on here. It's just a really good feeling on this knife, and it feels sturdy. And I've used this knife, and I bought 2, and I got another one of these, exact same color, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. I think I'm just gonna keep it as a backup, because I love carrying this thing because it's fairly light compared to some of the heavier cold steel and heavier, even like this one is much lighter than this one, or it feels lighter. I might be wrong. I can bring the scale out, but that's not what we're doing today. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see here. Oh, all right, now I've bought several of these this year. Now I bought the clip point, bought the spear point, and I bought this one serrated, the Tanto serrated, and now I have a spear point serrated also. You know, if you're looking for something that you can carry in like a nice dress pocket or something, like jeans or tucked in shirt, this thing is nice and thin, and it just feels good, and it looks fairly innocuous. It doesn't have all that, you know, black that scares people or super grippy stuff. If you're going to use it hard use, you might want to get some grip tape on here. It's not super slickery or anything, and if you're careful, it wouldn't be a problem, but some people might have a problem with it just because it doesn't have a lot of grippy. However, the way it's made, you're not going to lose your grip, but just for some extra stuff, there might be some grip tape, some skateboard tape you put on that. This is a great knife. I bought several of these. I love this knife, and with the serrations, it's just awesome for being rippy and slicey. Okay, ooh, this is one of my favorites right here. All right, the Freeman 451. Now I bought a couple of these. I'm selling one right now, but I won't be selling this one. This is my personal Freeman 451. I got the S35VN on mine. You can see that. And just an amazing flipper, amazing action, and amazing fidget toy. I mean, because you can open this thing 3 different ways. You can use the thing, you can use this thing, and you can just flip it open. And the customer service over there is amazing. He's a great guy, just willing to help out on everything. So if you got an extra $250 or so, check one of these out. You will not be disappointed. I haven't heard anybody that's been disappointed with their Freeman. And that's a big deal, because even the rest of these, some people don't like them, or just, but I've never heard anybody say anything bad about a Freeman. These are great. And you can change out these inserts. I got the carbon fiber on this one. There's all kinds of colors, and then they just came out this year, or just recently, with the titanium scaled one. Now that's super expensive, but it's still, if you like that high-end stuff, which I do, that's a good one. All right, yeah, we didn't talk bad about it, but we kind of compared it to the Loco. This is probably number 4 this year I bought. I've sold a couple of them. Sold the automatic, and I sold the black one, and I got me one of these. This is a great knife, the Adamas Benchmade. That D2 steel and just about indestructible lock to put that extra large lock pin in there. And this thing is just amazing. And of course, you can't beat the Benchmade customer service. So you can pick these up. These are getting kind of cheap on the secondary market for whatever reason. You can pick a nice one up for in the 130 range pretty easily if you just keep your eye out and you're willing to negotiate with these folks. It's not a, for 130. This knife is amazing. I mean, that's a great knife. All right, so the Adamas, I think I've done a video on that as well. Ooh, here's one. I bought several of these this year. This is the Cold Steel Spike Scimitar. This is one of my favorite neck knives of all time. And I put this 550 on here just to give me a little bit extra grip, but just as a neck knife, that's something pokey and stabby, and just it's got the little ball on the end in case you want to pop someone in the forehead, but also helps with the grip. This is a great knife. They're getting harder to find. I'm not sure, about 60 bucks on eBay and secondary market. You can pick one of these up in decent condition, 60, 70 bucks. If you find one cheaper than that, you definitely got to hop on it, because they're not super easy to find anymore. And I was able to get a couple this year. Gave one out as a gift, and then I have one in a box somewhere that will never see the light of day. Okay, I think that's about it on those. And of course, my favorite knife, my favorite production knife of all time, and I bought several of these this year, and most of them have been really good deals, and got this one really good deal from a buddy of mine. This is a first generation. You can see with that dog leg there on the lock. Just a great knife. If you like any kind of beefy folders or anything like that, this is a great knife. There we go. I can't say enough about this, and I've made several videos on the 4MAX. And if you're into, like I said, strong knives, triad locks, good 20 CV steel, great steel, and of course, if you're any kind of Demco super fan, which I am, of course, I've bought several of these. I've sold a couple, and I've kept a bunch of them. And I love this knife. And this, if it came down to it, and I had to keep one production knife, I imagine this would be it. I can't think of something better than this. Now, if I had to go a little bit less expensive, there'd be something else. But it's hard to beat that knife. It's just been a great purchase, and I love this knife, and I can't recommend it enough. So there you go. Some of the knives that I bought 2 of. I'm sure there's other ones, but these are the top ones that I bought doubles of this year. The Freeman 451, the Cold Steel Code 4, the Cold Steel Ultimate Hunter, the Spyderco PM2. That's a big surprise. I bought 2 of those. The Mini Grip from Benchmade, the Steel Wheel Gecko, the Colossus from Cold Steel. You know what? If you're wanting something that's awesome to carry, and just you like that come out of your pocket ready feeling with that thumb tab there, That's pretty nice. It's really nice. You'll like that. You can get these for about $100 on eBay if you're lucky and you look hard. This DPX Heat, if you want something a little bit smaller, not quite pocket chunkery because it's a little bit heavy for that, but definitely not imposing. You're not going to pull this out and scare a lot of people, but you're going to get a lot of good work out of it. This is a really strong little knife there, but it's got a nice handle on there. The Benchmade Loco, it's like the really cool brother of the Adamas. And the Scimitar, which is kind of a neck knife niche kind of thing if you're looking for that. There's a bunch of people out there that like this knife, and I was one of them. And the Formax, you know, the Formax. The only bad thing you can say about the Formax is it's just, you know, it's just a big knife. You can't say anything about the quality of the steel. You can't say anything about the quality of the make. Now they did. Now see, now I'm lying. Now I'm just getting into fanboy mode. They did on the second run. They had the issues with the lock, but the cool thing about that was all mine went back to Lord Demko himself, and so now they're almost like mid-tech Demkos because he fixed the locks on those. So what are you gonna do about that? So be happy. All right, let me know what you think. Did y'all get any of these this year? Let me know which ones you got. Did y'all buy something, doubled up on something in your own lives, and maybe started your own little commune of 4Maxes or 451s or Code 4s? Let me know in the comments down yonder. And I think that's about it. Get over to Facebook, talk to the people over there, and I will talk to y'all later.